So it's December and Apple has given us a December surprise. So today Apple dropped a new product, the AirPods Max. And honestly, I wasn't going to really make a video about this. I thought that this, it doesn't matter. But the entire day I've just been thinking and thinking and thinking about it, and I can't get it out of my head. So I really need to talk about it. So right off the bat, what are they? So these AirPods Max they're over-the-ear wireless active noise canceling headphones. They have all the Apple wireless technology, the H1 chip, the easy pairing, the spatial audio, the automatic switching, all the same Apple audio stuff. And they have a very, I want to call it quirky design. They don't look like most traditional over-the-ear headphones. They've got a very unique look to them, which is, I'll talk about it later. It incorporates a lot of cloth and mesh into the design. That's not something you see a lot with very premium headphones. It definitely has a unique material choice going on. The headband as well, made of cloth. It's a weird design. It utilizes a digital crown, the digital crown right out of the Apple Watch to control audio volume, to, as a button, everything. That's really interesting design choice there. They have a digital crown for most of the controls. It comes in 5 colors, space gray, silver, sky blue, green, and pink. So by the way, if you're thinking about getting one of these, they are available for sale right now, but the colors are gone. So the space gray and silver are the only ones you can still get anytime soon. The sky blue, pink, and green are all shipping in March now. So that's just crazy. Technology. What exactly is this? What does it have? So I have this written down here, so I'm just going to read it right off the list. It's got Apple Design Dynamic Driver. This is right from their website. So basically Apple speaker. Active noise cancellation, which we knew about. It has transparency mode, similar to the AirPods Pro. It's got an adaptive equalizer, which should be interesting. It's got spatial audio, similar to AirPods Pro. It's got an optical sensor, which is interesting. So that, I believe, will be used to see if it's in your ear or not. A position sensor, a case detect sensor, so that's when you put it into a case. It's got an accelerometer and a gyroscope, so those I believe will be used for spatial audio. And it's got 9 microphones. Now, 8 of these are for noise canceling. 1 is dedicated to voice pickup, but 2 of those noise canceling headphones are also shared with voice pickup, so a little bit weird. But the biggest thing, the most controversial thing about this, and why I haven't been able to get it out of my mind, is the price. It starts at $550. $550 for headphones. That's insane. And it's even more expensive in countries outside of the US, which is just adding insult to injury. Now that I've just run through things, what are my thoughts on this, right? And I have a lot. So starting off, before I say anything, I want to, bring up something Justine mentioned on Twitter, and I very much agree with, and it kind of reset my own thought process on this. And she said, it was as if people were acting like Apple was forcing you to buy these. No one is forcing you to buy these. If you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. And it's weird because I get offended with people doing this all the time, but with the headphones, I'm doing this myself. If you don't want to buy it, you don't have to. It's just, don't get outraged over nothing yet. But I think that her point, even more so, she pointed out that you can't say things about this yet because nobody's got it in their hand, nobody's used it, nobody's seen it. The general public has no idea what they're like. So just automatically disqualifying any good things it might have, or the features, or just the product because of the price, is not fair. And I agree with her. Until I get this in my hand, we shouldn't judge it completely yet. I mean, it could be something that completely blows your mind away. It's just, I personally, what I was doing was I was using my expectations from past Apple audio products and comparing it with the current competition within the space, and that's where my judgment, and I think a lot of other people's judgments, come from as well. This space has a lot of tough competitors. It's got the Sony XM4, it's got the Bose 700, and both of those are very well-known players. And that being said, where do I stand? The design and the way it looks is frankly ugly. I don't think it looks good. I am very, very just weirded out by the choices, the design materials, the squircle looking design on the ear pad, the ear cuffs. Like, I just don't get it. Maybe this will grow on me, but I really like simple designs. That's one of the big reasons why I actually bought the Sony XM3s over the Bose 700s last year, because I thought that the Bose 700 design was just a little bit too out there. It didn't look simple. It didn't look as dignified, as sober as the XM3 design. And I think the AirPods Max just take it to a whole other level. They make the the Bose 700 look like, a plain Jane looking headphone. Not to mention now, because this uses a lot of different cloth mesh materials, this is gonna age poorly. People have it against their head. Your hairs have oil, your head sweats. There's gonna be a lot of stuff there. And as time goes on, as this thing will age and you use it more and more, those are gonna get dirty and they're gonna look bad, especially the colored ones, like the pink ones, the light blue one. I don't even want to know what they're gonna look like 2 years down the line. Apple is doing some cool stuff. So you've got the digital crown that you can use for controlling volume, for play, pause, skip, all that. I think it's really cool. I think the digital crown will be an excellent way to use the headphones. But the one issue I have is the location. They're on the top of the cuff, not on the side or not on the bottom, at the top. So it's going to be weird, like whenever you're listening to music, to control at a little, dial from the top like this. Whereas from the side, it just would feel a lot more natural, where you could push it up or, bring it down like with a finger like this. On the top, you're going to be going like, it just, I think, is not as intuitive as having it on the side would have been. Now, talking about another big issue, and that is that this actually still uses a lightning port, not a USB-C. And to make things worse now, there is no, on the headphones, you don't have any 2.5 or 3.5 millimeter inputs, so you will have to use the lightning port to get wired audio if you want it. And on the topic of wired audio, adding even more insult to injury, at the extremely high $550 price point, Apple doesn't even bother to give you that cable. You have to buy it separately for $35. Wow, $300. That would be actually insane, but no, $35. So not only do you have to pay $550 for the headphones, Apple is now going to give you the privilege of buying another cable for $35 just so you can listen to it wired. And a lot of people say, well, they're wireless earphones. The point of them is to be wireless. Why do you want to wire? And I'll tell you why. The number one place where I use my headphones, my active noise canceling headphones, where I use them is planes. I use them when I'm on a flight. That is because, the active noise cancellation, I find the most use when I'm on a flight. And on flights, if you've ever been on a flight, you know that the entertainment systems that you have, the screens and all, you cannot connect to them wirelessly. You have to connect to them with a wire, usually an aux cable, a 3.5 millimeter jack, and every other headphone, the Bose 700, the Bose QC35, the Sony XM3, 4, all the older ones, they all shipped with a cable in the box. So with the headphones, you do get a cable. Now, you don't have to use them, don't use them if you don't want to, but they have them there because they know, that when you're on a flight, you can't connect to this stuff wirelessly. You have to have a wired cable. And it's insane to me how Apple has just left this out at the $550 price point. Like, now if this is $300, $400, I think that I would be able to just, all right, Apple being Apple, they don't give you all the stuff in the box. You always have to buy separately. But for $550, no go, sir. This is just this is outright criminal in so many ways. Like, I don't know. Like, where do you even go from here? Like, Apple, I know, doesn't give you the best stuff, but, this is so basic and so core to the usage of your product, and you still want to milk your customers for it. I think that is why, I was outraged that, there are reasons like this that really made me hate this product without even using it, which is wrong. You should never judge something so harshly based on a few things, but really, I think it was something that clearly annoyed me. With all the negative, I think I want to talk about something a little bit more positive, and I think that these will be extremely comfortable. While I was saying that the mesh won't age well, the one good thing about mesh and cloth is they breathe a lot easier. And one issue I have with active noise canceling headphones is they really feel like it builds up pressure. The way they're against your ears and you have them on, it just, after a while, it doesn't breathe well. It almost feels like a seal in there, and it really annoys my ears after about an hour or two of usage. And I usually have to take them off for a minute or two, kind of let my ears just, you know, get a little bit of fresh air, and then I put them back on. And these, I think, will be extremely, extremely comfortable. And the headband as well, since it has the mesh, it will feel a lot lighter on the head. And I think that overall these will feel a lot more comfortable during longer usage periods, which I definitely am looking forward to testing out. So another thing about these headphones is that they come with a case usually, and they fold up so that you can put them in a case and put them in a bag or something when you're traveling. When I travel, my backpack is usually loaded. I cannot just throw things in there without it expecting to be crushed or just kind of placed in there. So whenever I put my headphones in my bag, I'm so happy that my Sony XM3s have a hard case. The hard case means I can throw them in and I don't have to worry. Even if they get pressed on by other stuff, nothing is going to happen to the headphones. They're inside the case and they're safe. But these AirPods, they come with a case, but it's not really a case. It's more like a pouch. And these don't fold in any way. So they're going to be, you know, the full sized, and you're going to have just this little pouch. And it's not going to really do anything to protect your headphones, which is very frustrating because there's a lot of mesh, there's a lot of cloth, and in my backpack with so many different things, I feel like there's a high chance of it getting damaged because it doesn't get fully covered and protected. There's no power off button on this. This is, you know, Apple being Apple, no power on, power off button like every other headphone has. Apple doing things their own way means the only time it really turns off is when you have it in that pouch. And it doesn't even turn off. It goes into something that Apple calls a low power mode, low power state. It's crazy. And finally, just talking about the power and everything. Apple claims this has 20 hours of battery life. Not bad at all, but Sony's XM4 claims to have 30. At least match battery life. Like, that's something that's so basic. I think that should be done. It's I don't know, like at this point, what do you even say? So to wrap this up, you know, I think it's very unlikely that the AirPods Max will be able to justify their price. I think they'll sound excellent. I think we're gonna, you know, look at these products and we're like, wow, audio, this is great, this feels comfortable, all that good stuff, but I don't think it'll be twice as good as the XM4s. And in a world where the XM4 exists for about $300 with tax, it's so hard to justify, you know, the $550 plus tax price on the AirPods Max. It really will come down to if Apple can really surprise us with something, which I really don't think so. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to reserve the rest of my judgment until I get these. I did order them, even though I didn't want to, but I really did want to see what I was talking about before I went too harsh on it. So the AirPods Max will be coming to the channel, and I also did order the Sony XM4. Since I only use the XM3, I want to get the XM4 side by side and actually compare the XM4 to the AirPods Max to see exactly where things landed. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you have any thoughts on the AirPods Max, I really, really want to hear what you guys think about them. Let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on social media. A lot more great content coming. December is a great month, and technology is all around us, baby. So a lot more content coming up. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.